So I asked ChatGPT, if it were the devil, how would you destroy someone's mental health? And this is what it said. If I was the devil and my goal was to destroy a person's mental health, I would use a strategic, slow, and subtle approach, because the most effective attacks are the ones people don't see coming. Here's how I do it. Number one, plant seeds of self-doubt and insecurity. I'd whisper thoughts like, "You're not good enough. No one actually cares about you. You'll never amount to anything." I'd make sure they compared themselves to others constantly, especially on social media. Every time they scrolled, they'd see curated perfection and feel like a failure in comparison. Number two, keep them isolated. I'd convince them that reaching out for help is weak, that no one understands them, that they are better off alone. I'd make them cancel plans to avoid deep conversations and drown in their own thoughts without outside perspective. Number three, make them hyper-focused on the negative. I'd rewire their brain to fixate on every mistake, rejection, and failure instead of their victories. I'd ensure that their past haunted them, their present seemed bleak, and their future looked hopeless. Number four, I would fill their mind with lies and disguise them as truth. I'd take partial truths and twist them. You failed that test, which means you're a failure. Your relationship ended, which means you're unlovable. Your prayers weren't answered, so God must not care. Number five, I would get them addicted to temporary numbing. I'd offer quick escapes: substance abuse, alcohol, pornography, binge watching, overeating, anything to keep them from facing their real issues. I'd make these things feel like relief, but in reality, they'd only dig them deeper into their despair. Number six, I'd make sure they neglect their spiritual health. I'd keep them too busy, too tired, or too distracted to pray or to read the Bible. I'd make church feel like a burden instead of a lifeline, because if they ever truly stood on God's promises, my whole strategy would fall apart. And lastly, I would convince them that there's no way out. I'd make them believe that the pain they're feeling is permanent, that hope is a lie, and that life isn't worth living.